All right, hello beautiful people. Welcome to video number 2. All right, today we are talking about something that I don't see a lot of information out there on, especially on YouTube, and it's co-parenting with a narcissist or someone that's toxic or somebody you just don't get along with. That is very difficult. And I am drawing my information, some of my information from Healthline.com. I'll put the link in the description box. So for those of you who want to know more about what you need to do, you could just read some of this. And to some people, it won't apply to them. And to others, it may, right? And after that, I'm going to talk about what has been working out for me. And again, I cannot give you legal advice. I am not a certified counselor. I am not a therapist, but experience has taught me a lot, and I wanted to come and share with you what I have, some of what I've gone through, because there are children involved, so you have to be careful as to what you put out on social media when there are children involved, because you have to protect them. All right, so according to Healthline.com, they state, number 1 is to establish a legal parenting plan. That means you go to the courts and have a mediator or a judge finalize an agreement between you and the party regarding the children or the child. And so if one parent decide that they're not going to adhere to what was agreed upon, legal actions can be taken. So if you are on the spectrum where you know that I cannot come to an agreement with this individual, and the child is suffering because of it, then you take that route. All right. Number 2, take advantage of court services. There are many different services provided in your local courts. Take a trip over there and see what is available to you. Okay. Number 3, maintain firm boundaries. Okay, bedtime is such and such, pick up and drop off is such and such, you can call at such and such. I've gone through this where I had to go cold turkey, and the only means of communication was an email that I set up specifically for communicating about the child, because it was really rough in the beginning, and I was scared. I did not know what to experience, right? So I had to go cold turkey, and I had to have extreme boundaries where drop off and pick up was at a designated area, and we didn't see each other at drop off and pick up. So that maybe you have to go that route. It depends on where the relationship is between you and the person that you're not seeming to get along with. And I abided by those boundaries, because in that time you can give yourself time to heal. I know I wanted to just meddle on that for a little bit. During those times when I went no contact and I set up my boundaries and I did not break them at all, this went on for months, and I was able to heal during those times, not seeing the person, not having them call down my phone, or not having a text message from them. I changed my phone number, and I really healed through those times. I watched a lot of videos and I did a lot of soul searching. Stop it. Sorry, my son wants a banana. But it's important to maintain firm boundaries, especially when you just cannot seem to get along. All right. All right. You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna read a piece of information that they have here. It said these boundaries can extend to your ex's relationship with your child as well. If your court-ordered agreement allows, consider scheduling specific times when your ex can call and speak to your child during visitations, and stick to your guns. Basically what I was just telling you. The narcissist may not respond well to having boundaries set at first, but with time, you'll find they're necessary and also helpful. So setting boundaries are very, very important. Okay, moving on to the next one. I don't even know what number I am now. Parent with empathy. And this was a big one for me. You just have to consider the feeling of your child. And this was very, very difficult for me. And I hope that I don't get emotional, because I saw my child. It was one child at the time. And so come there's two children. So what happened? Y'all will know with due time. You'll know what's up, what happened. Careful. So it was one child at the time, and the back and forth was like a shock to the child. And when the child was dropped off, and I had to, it was my turn to be with my child, I noticed just the personality, the tantrums, they were so bad. And I had to kind of put my own feelings aside momentarily and think about what it was that my child was feeling. How was this affecting him? And literally not gaslighting myself and how I felt as a parent, but also understand that he's wounded, he's traumatized. So there were times where I literally had to put my healing, my development aside, and cater and over cater to his emotional needs. Was I perfect at it? No. And I still struggle, because sometimes those tantrums can be overwhelming. You know, we're in the store, he's rolling on the ground, he's yelling at me, and I literally have to breathe, turn my head for 2 seconds, and just said, he's going through his own emotional roller coaster, and I need to be patient with him. And I am not a bad parent because of it. I'm not a bad parent because he's acting out. He just don't know how to express the pain. And so, parent with empathy, all right? Avoid, I don't know what number we're on, but the next one is avoiding speaking ill of the other person in front of the children. This is a big one, because you don't want to put into their mind that a parent is a monster, because it's not fair to them to having to think that, oh, mommy or daddy is evil. No, you don't want to put, it's not fair to them, right? So you have to shelter their hearts as well. You speak well of that person in their presence, as much as it hurts. No, Baba, you're not coming in my lap. Here. Here you go. I don't know how far I can get in this video, but I'll try. Oh my God, Nate. You're staying right there. Come. All right. The next one is avoid emotional arguments. A part of being gaslit is, what I remember was that the person was denying me my truth, and that was irritating. Can you imagine someone telling you the book is red, and you're like, no, the book is blue, and they're like, no, the book is red, and you're like, no, the book is blue. And You know the book is red, but they're saying it's blue, and that begin to irritate you because you're like, no, you're making me out to be a liar. Know that these individuals, they have issues, and we have issues too. We all have issues, but when it's not dealt with, it comes up in different unhealthy ways. And so they'll pick on you. They're like, think of the narcissist or the toxic person as a bully. They're literally that bully at school that maybe they don't have lunch money. So because your parents make your lunch every day and they give you pocket money, that bully wants to fight you because there's a deficit on their end, right? So you have to understand that these people, they have issues. And when they come with a problem, don't get emotional, because it's a silent cry for help, if I can say that. And I'm not excusing. No, Nathan, no. Get down. Get down. Get down. Yeah, you get down. So you need to understand that they may say something to hurt your feeling. Like, I remember one time it was said to me, oh, you hang out with such and such because they make you feel good about yourself. I wanted to explode. But you know what? I didn't respond to that because I know that this person is trying to irritate me. Excuse me. They're trying to irritate me, and they're trying to get a reaction out of me. And when I decided that I'm not going to play this game, it just died down. So you don't have to respond to everything. If they say you're not a good parent, know within your heart that you are. The mere fact that you're watching this video, can I say I am proud of you that you are making the steps? That this shows that you want to be a better person. This shows that you want your children to have a better life. And so I just want to encourage you. The toxic person have already eaten at you and chipped at you for years, right? And so I want to help to build your confidence and to tell you that you're doing well, you're doing great. The mere fact that you're watching me, I am proud of you. All right, let us go to the other one is to expect challenges. There are gonna be some rough days. And going back to emotional arguments, there was a time when there was supposed to be a pickup at a certain time, and the person called me the day off and said, remember, I'm coming at say they had made plans to come for 5, but they called me that day to say, remember, I'm coming at 1. And I'm like, what do you mean 1? Last night you told me 5. And there was a big blow up. And if I could go back, I would have just said, I'm so sorry. The child is not going to be ready until 5 as we agreed. And I said that initially, but they kept picking till I blew up, right? And I got so angry, and I'm like, okay, girl, you tried with the first 3 messages. You were just like keeping your cool, but then I flipped. And so I've gotten a lot better today of just seeing what this person is trying to do, because they were wrong. Obviously, if you told me 2 weeks ago and then confirmed the night before that you're coming at 5, there shouldn't be any argument. I should have just said, I'm sorry, the child's going to be available at 5, and left it at that, right? And not go through this emotional roller coaster with this person. Okay, going back to the next one is to expect challenges. Unexpected challenges are gonna pop up. This person is gonna try to make your life a living hell because they can't get what they want out of you, right? Document everything. I used to do that, and I keep information written down now for the sake of my children, not because I'm trying to whatever. But then again, I'll tell you what I'm doing at the end, right? So I'm not confusing anybody. Document everything. So if you're in the courts, please document. Pick up, drop off time, your schedule, the time they call. Document that. And a good way in which you can document is to have a separate email. And if you get a message, just screenshot it, right? And send an email to yourself. This is what happened on this day, so you have a time stamp, all right? Or you can use a journal. If you're that type of person, just put your date and time and your messages on there, okay? Consider counseling, absolutely. A lot of my counseling comes from my time with the Lord and just speaking to people that have gone through things. I haven't gotten professional counseling, but I'm not writing it off. In the future, maybe I will, depending on how I am healing. But I definitely will consider counseling if it's needed, and for my children as well, all right? Maintain perspective on conflicts. Nathan, excuse me. I'm trying to do this. And he's doing his own thing over there. Maintain perspective on conflicts. And I'm just going to read what they have here. Even during the worst times, be sure to acknowledge what you're up against. Underneath the exterior of bold confidence, the narcissist is actually extremely sensitive to criticism and likely has very low self-esteem. Your conflicts are much less about the situation at hand and far more about ego. All right? So that is golden. This person have a grandiose personality, but underneath it, they are scared out of their mind. And it's just ego, the pride that keeps them puffed up, you know? It's like that puffer fish. I don't know if you've seen it. It has spikes on the outside and it just swells up. That's to show other predators that I'm big and bold. But if you should cut that fish, there's hardly anything on the inside. And it's the same thing with a narcissist or a toxic person. They are just all puffed up to give the illusion of what they are not really, right? Okay. And this one says try parallel. The last one on here said try parallel parenting. And parallel parenting is not the same as co-parenting. However, it allows you to stop having contact with the other parent. Much like what I did in the beginning of my separation, I did the parallel parenting. You have no contact, no physical contact. There's email, whatever, set up an app so that you communicate through that, so that there is less communication between you and the person, so you can heal and just find yourself again, especially if the person is abusive. You don't want to be around that, okay? All right. So that's from healthline.com. And I'm just going to share with you a few tips that I have done. I'm a Christian person and I pray about almost everything. And during this journey, I had to really dive and dig deep down into my prayer life and to ask God for help, because I literally felt like I was failing and I felt like I did not know what to do. And so I started to read the word. I started to lean on God for his understanding, for his leading, for his guidance. Because as a Christian, I didn't want to harbor bitterness in my heart. But I also know that the Lord wanted me to protect my heart, because the Bible said to guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. So I wanted to guard my heart from bitterness, from being angry, because it is so easy to become angry. It's easy to just want to wish bad on the person because of the intensity of what they have done over the years. And so I had to learn to forgive this individual. And that was the first step to my healing. And I literally forgave them. And even when we got back together, I knew that I had forgiven them. And I will tell you the story about how we got back together and what happened after that and how we, separate again. But second time around, I could definitely feel God's grace upon me. I don't respond the way I used to respond. There are certain things that used to trigger me. It doesn't trigger me anymore. And I'm at a place where I can talk about it and not be bitter about it. And that's why I felt safe now to come and to pour into you, because God has poured so much into my cup. And I wanted to let you know that you're not alone. You can get through this, right? And even if you're not religious, you can get through this. You may not be able to heal as fast as I was able to heal, because God is the healer, and I'm sensitive to the fact that not everybody believes in what I believe, but I have to give credit to my God. But these strategies, these things that I have done can definitely help you further your healing, further your relationship with your children, and so that you can be the best parent you can be. And so first thing I had to do was to forgive. I had to forgive that person. My baby's playing with the light, y'all. I had to forgive that person and truly mean it. I had to forgive myself. Because I'm like, my family saw the red flag. Like, how did I let myself go? How did I let myself go through this? And I had to forgive myself. Stop it. Leave it, please. I'm going to plug them out. And so I had to forgive myself where I went wrong, forgive my toxic traits that I probably never had before, but I had to learn these coping strategies, how to survive that relationship. So I learned some unhealthy behavior and unhealthy ways of dealing with issues, and not to mention my childhood traumas, not being able to deal with those, and those issues keep popping up and reoccurring in my life. So I had to forgive myself for just being who I am. And that was something, just to go back to the child me and to see the pattern of my life and the way that I've done things, and to forgive that little girl and to forgive myself so that I can begin to heal. I had to be honest with myself. Okay? Thirdly, I'm so thankful. This is not in any order, really. I'm thankful that I have children and I get to be their mother. And I'm grateful, and it makes me want to be a better parent. Not the better parent, because we're not in competition. And that's the next one. You're not in competition with your ex. Be the best version of you so that you can pour out into your children what they need from you. You're not responsible for what the other person does or doesn't do. You got to be authentic to you. All right? Another point is that you have to begin to find you again. Some way, somehow along the way, we lost ourselves. We lost our authentic self. And you have to grieve losing that person. Not only did you lose the spouse, but you also lost you. And it's okay that you're never going to be that person who you were before. But guess what? You're going to be a better version of you. The version of you that the world is waiting to manifest, right? So you can use this experience as stepping stone to be a better, well-versed person. The best thing you can do for yourself is level up, evolve into who you're created to be, right? And lastly, I want to leave this with you. Lead with love. As much as this person has hurt you, let your heart be full of love. Pray that the Lord will place that love inside of you. I know it's difficult. There was a time I hated, like I couldn't, it's a strong word, but I wanted to hate this individual because realizing that I was a part of some game, like I was mad. Shh. I was real upset and I wanted to hate this individual. But I decided that I'm going to choose the route of love. But let me tell you this. Shh. Love doesn't mean that you tolerate the abuse. Love doesn't mean that you have to take them back. Love doesn't mean that you don't set boundary. Love doesn't mean that you don't take them to court if they don't want to come up with a favorable agreement for the child with you. Love does not dismiss what's best for the children, but make sure that your heart is guarded and that when you see this person, you're not cringing. And it takes time. It takes time. It's for those who are in the beginning stage, oh God, you cannot foresee how you ever have love for that person. And it's not the romantic love that you once shared. It's just an overall, they're a human being. And I'm going to choose to love because they're human. That's it, right? I hope this has been helpful. I hope my baby haven't been too distracting for you. But these are just some nuggets I wanted to share so that you can gather some more information as you go on your journey to becoming the best version of you. They may have gotten a better version of you, but the best version of you awaits. I can't wait to see it. Anyways, you take care. God bless you. And for those who are struggling, you're at the beginning stage and you can't forgive and you don't see a way out, I just want to pray for you. Heavenly Father, I just want to pray for the person that's watching me. They may not even know you, Lord God. They might not even want nothing to do with you. But hurt is hurt. It knows no color. It has no boundaries, oh God. It knows no sex, and it knows it doesn't matter if you're rich or you're poor. Pain is pain, and everybody experiences pain. So Father, for those who are hurting, crying, sad, feeling like they're at the end of the ropes, I pray that you'll put a hope in their heart, a joy down in their spirit, that they will see that there is brighter days ahead. For those who are in the court system, I pray grace, I pray favor, and that which is in the best interest of the children, whatever that looks like, I pray God will favor you, give you the right lawyers, the right team to support you, that you will have the right supporting documents. In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, I pray. Amen. You see, he's talking over me because he's saying he ever talked. Anyways, love you. Stay blessed, warriors. You are warriors, and I'm proud of you.